Just before we jump into the video, I want to remind you today is your last day to get 25% off my Cold War Zombies perk poster pack. And these Wonder Weapon Blueprint posters are also back on sale for a limited time. Find out more in the link below. So what's going on, guys? My name is MrDalekJD, and this is a very exciting video because we're going to be talking about the location of a future Zombies DLC map for Black Ops Cold War, and very likely to be the first DLC map that we see. Now, with Season 1 of Cold War just around the corner, Zombies community is waiting anxiously to see what awaits us, because at the moment it seems we're only getting new Zombies modes for Die Maschine. No mention whatsoever of an actual new Zombies DLC map. But that hasn't stopped Treyarch from dropping a ton of hints, teasers, and little nods here and there that have actually given us quite a few future zombie map locations. In this video, we're going to be focusing on one specific location thanks to a recently discovered piece of intel you can find in the Onslaught mode on PlayStation. Now, we'll jump to that in just a moment, but I first want to cover the other clues Treyarch has spread from the release of the game and prior, teasing this Zombies map location. And the location we're talking about here is a Zombies map set in Vietnam. Our first clues to seeing this location come from intel found in Die Maschine that talks about a guy trapped in the dark ether who's attempting to escape by going through an anomaly portal. And we know with the storyline that anomaly portals are appearing all over the world, and we see this in Die Maschine and also with the various multiplayer maps. This poor chap in the dark ether, he is looking through these rifts and he sees glimpses of what look like Southeast Asia. And one of the main countries in Southeast Asia is Vietnam. That was on day 937. If we jump to day 1108, he attempts to pass through again and gets another glimpse where he sees a jungle. Now, Southeast Asia and a jungle screams Vietnam to me, but it doesn't end there. Treyarch teased this location to us all the way back at the end of September with the Die Maschine intro cutscene. Now, from what I remember, the first person to point this out in the Zombies community was Glitching Queen. He discovered multiple map locations from the different TV monitors that Weaver is sat in front of. One of them specifically is a location in Vietnam called Khe Sanh Combat Base. The reason she discovered this is because the image on the TV can be found on Google Maps and mapped identically to find the exact portion that's been circled here on Weaver's TV. And this is a real place. It's a real military base. Now, if that wasn't crazy enough, around the same time during all of the Porn Takes Porn Easter eggs, on one of the web pages showcased photographs from Vietnam as well as a map, with the location being similar to the map location on Weaver's TV. Now, of course, part of this could just be campaign related, which is absolutely fine. That detail on Weaver's screen was not there for the sake of it, as it also contains the specific map location for Die Maschine in Morasko, Poland. And then if we jump into the Vietnam missions in Black Ops Cold War, one of them has a literal Zombies Easter egg, where you're put into a dark tunnel with nothing but an M1911 and infinite zombies spawning, and if you die, you hear the iconic demonic laughter from the mystery box when you get a teddy bear. Now, this is where things get really crazy. So if you've made it to this part of the video, this is where you will definitely want to pay attention. It seems Treyarch might have done goofed a little bit here. As we mentioned earlier, with Onslaught, there is a ton of collectible intel that gives us a lot of backstory on the world and narrative of Cold War Zombies. Very soon, Treyarch are going to update more multiplayer maps on Onslaught with more intels that we can find, but somehow players have discovered these intels already. Now, since you can't obtain these normally in the game, I won't show the image on screen, but I first saw this on Twitter, shared by a Twitter account called @MarguaBot. So if you want to see it for yourself, I'll link it in the description. But this intel piece speaks about Omega Group, the villains in the zombie storyline. The intel is dated 4 days after Die Maschine, and on the 1st of November, dimensional gateways open around the world, including one near the Hoang Ho district of Qua Tri Province, Socialist Republic of Vietnam. And a week later, the Omega Group chairman Chebrikov comes to an agreement with chairman Pham Van Dong to construct a KGB Spetsnaz Omega Group facility outside its district capital of Khe Sanh. It's all starting to come together now, isn't it? And then there's a mission status which says Omega Group operation site secured near Khe Sanh on November 11th. Omega Group construct a cover story as to why they've built this site, and they say they've recently discovered US chemical weapons being accidentally detonated, and the community have completely fallen for it. What Omega Group are doing here is unknown. It's a redacted operation that is taking place here, but it's requiring further testing. They have requested to begin creating volunteers for experimentation, and that obviously does not sound good. Now, interestingly as well, the subject heading for this is called Operacja Redacted. Operacja Operatsiya, translating to operation in Russian, but this word has been used directly before from Omega Group in a cipher you can find on Die Maschine, which was solved by Rich Killer, which translates to attention K. P confirms viability of deployment. Opportunity identified in previous communique. Selected site is approval for trial run of Operatsiya Inversion, which translates to Operation Inversion. The nature of warfare is about to transform. Any mission, anytime, any place. G. Now, the word inversion means a situation in which something is changed so that it's the opposite of what it was before. So with that in mind, and what Omega Group's plans could be with Operation Inversion, they want to completely flip the world on its head, using these anomalies to their advantage to transform the entire world into an undead army for their own use. Which does sound familiar to the original Zombies timeline, as that's what Dr. Maxis and Edward Richtofen wanted to do at the De Reis facility. So I am happy to hear that Zombies is going back to its roots in a way with this storyline. There's obviously a ton more to the story, and we're only just scratching the surface here. Now, I have seen a lot of talk in the community recently about future DLC maps for this game being remakes from older Zombies games like World at War and Black Ops 1, for example. Since, hey, the first map we got was a remake of the first ever Zombies map, Nakda and Toten. And right now, I don't think there's enough concrete evidence to prove that whatsoever. But there is one very interesting thing I've seen recently that could potentially tie Shi No Numa into this Vietnam Zombies map. Now, I must stress heavily, there is absolutely no concrete proof that we are going to see a Shi No Numa remake. There's just a lot of speculation around it and one particular thing in Black Ops Cold War's campaign. Huge thank you and credit to Declan Hillman on YouTube. He glitched out during the Vietnam mission with the helicopter in Cold War, and he was able to walk around this entire firebase in first person. Now, I don't know if this is any reflection on the Vietnam Zombies map that we will eventually see in Cold War, but one incredibly interesting fact is one of the huts has a doctor's quarters sign, which is identical to the doctor's quarters sign you see in Shi No Numa. Now, this is clearly a Zombies Easter egg at its finest, and it's something that you would never ever see unless your game glitched out for you to explore the huts like this. But if you look at the trend that parts of Nakda and Totem were included in Die Maschine, this could be a sign that parts of Shi No Numa could be in this Vietnam Zombies map. But again, it is not concrete proof. It's just trying to work out why a asset from Shi No Numa exists in this level of Cold War's campaign. It's no secret that over the years, Treyarch have used various assets from plenty of older games in their recent titles, so this could literally be nothing but an Easter egg, but it definitely gets your mind going. And with so much of this firebase level only ever seen in an in-game cutscene, it's never playable. It's crazy that so much of this is detailed out and is actually walkable, like it was fully mapped out to be playable area. It wouldn't be reused later down the line in multiplayer or Zombies. With all the clues Treyarch has sprinkled regarding Vietnam as a Zombies map location, what do you guys think? Are you excited by the idea of a Vietnam Zombies map? Let me know down below in the comment section. It's definitely a location that has sorely been missed in the Black Ops world. If you think back to the original Black Ops games where some of those missions took place in Vietnam, it's an iconic part of the Black Ops DNA, and I'm very surprised we've not visited it yet before. And in a way, Treyarch have gone down the same route they did in Black Ops 3, where they've given a lot of clues as to where we're going all throughout the year of Zombies DLC to come. Just like how in Black Ops 3, we knew very early on from Shadows of Evil that we were going to be visiting different map locations around each character and collecting their soul on the summoning key. Big question on everyone's minds now, though, is when are we going to be getting a Zombies DLC map? And that's the great question. We've got Season 1 coming on December 10th, but it only mentions that there's new Zombies modes coming. It doesn't mention anything about a new Zombies map, and I imagine we probably won't be getting one every single season. We might be looking again at the way Black Ops 4 handled it, where it was like every other season, and sometimes it wouldn't be bang on the season update, but rather a mid-season update would include the Zombies map. And for all I know, with this intel evidence and everything else, we might not even get this Vietnam location for the first DLC map. We might not see this till DLC 2, 3, or 4. We could get a completely different map location entirely, It seems likely that this one is going to happen at some point during the year. And like I said, there are other locations. I'll be talking about those in future videos, but if you found this video informative and useful, feel free to let me know by dropping a like rating. I'd really appreciate that, and subscribe if you're new, where you'll never miss any updates and news when it comes to Cold War Zombies DLC. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you for another one very, very soon.